Tyler, London Pulse player, how does it feel to finally be able to kind of share the joy of it?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. Obviously, I've kind of had to keep it under wraps for a while, but the last 24 hours since the announcement's been really crazy, and I'm feeling very well supported, which is lovely.
I'm going to ask an obvious question first of all. Moving from Australia to the UK, how tough a decision was it? Not just in terms of netball, but in terms of lifestyle as well.
Yeah, obviously a little bit of thought went into it, but I think at the end of the day, it's something I've actually thought about for a while now if I didn't get an opportunity here. And then in the end, it kind of just came down to life experience as well as obviously opportunities with netball. So I think yeah, I'm really excited about the move, and like I said, it's been something I've thought about for a while now. So when I did have a call with Sam and I met her over Zoom, and I kind of it just clicked straight away. So I knew straight away that I was really keen to come over there.
Have you been to the UK before?
No, I haven't. We've
Right.
got family in Holland,
Yeah.
but I haven't been there either. So I've been overseas a few times, but nowhere near Europe or the UK. So that's really exciting.
Okay, so when are we going to see you? What's the plan for you now? When do you come over? When do you start to meet your teammates? I know everyone's kind of all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, it's I think going to be an interesting preseason. Obviously, some girls are involved with the Roses squad, so having chatted to Sam, we were pretty confident that I could do a fair bit of my preseason here, either individually or just kind of with a group wherever I can. And T-Birds, to be honest, have been super supportive with making the move and have offered to maybe do some work with them as well. But potentially early Jan, and then we'll just hit the ground running in 2025 because Sam did say that having a Chrissy at home would be lovely before the move. So,
Yeah. So on that basis, then let's chat a little bit about your time with Adelaide. Obviously, a title last season. Was it tricky because you've obviously been a training partner and you've been kind of the 11th person. Was it kind of difficult, or were you just always part of that environment?
um, it was tricky. So the role, like you said, I was the 11th player, and a training partner, which is still pretty much a full-time gig, but you're obviously not as paid as much as the contracted 10. So trying to balance that with just kind of working and social life as well was tricky, but at the end of the day, like you just love it. And I suppose the environment that we had built there and the culture was really positive, and it's something that we all kind of wanted to be a part of, and just like some of my best mates are there. So I think going every day wasn't hard because you just love the people that you're playing with. And although probably didn't get as many encore opportunities as I would have hoped, I think I still was able to build as a player, which was really cool.
You touched on it a little bit before when we asked about the decision making. Is that really what it came down to in the end as an athlete, as a sports person, the opportunity to be able to play and showcase your skills? Is that perhaps what's the most exciting part about this new chapter?
For sure. I think I had a few honest conversations with the T-Birds management, and they kind of in the end encouraged me to take an opportunity where I'm probably gonna get a bit more court time and be able to make like learn a lot from the program and the coaches and the players over there as well. So obviously England have a different brand of netball to us, but I think what's exciting is that hopefully I'll potentially get some more court time and then be able to learn just off of all the other girls as well, and the coaches, because everything will be pretty different.
So Sam was really excited when we spoke to her about getting you on board. I know that sort of centre part of the court is something that they focused on during the signing window. Tell us a little bit about yourself. It's never easy to do these things, but what type of player are you? Where do you enjoy playing on the court?
Um, Obviously mid quarter. I'm pretty tall for a mid quarter. I'm 179 and 180 on a good day. But I originally was a defender when I was younger. And I grew up in goal defense, wing defense, and then kind of got shoved into mid court as I stopped growing. And then recently, in the last couple of years, have actually developed into a bit of a wing attack as well. So it's I like to cover all three. I haven't had much court time in wing defense in the last few years just because my role at Adelaide was more attacking. But I guess I like to think that I'm just reliable and steady. I think something that I like to pride myself on in my game is just not losing possession and making sure that it gets to the goalies, and just kind of doing the hard work to make sure that I'm always an option.
So, what do you know about Pulse? Were you able to take in much of the games last year? Obviously, the team have been contenders for the last couple of years as well. What's kind of been your, I suppose, your viewing of the Super League and of Pulse?
Since finding out I was going there, I've had a bit of a look on YouTube at some of their games, and it just looks like a really exciting brand of netball. Obviously, a little bit different to what I'm used to here, but I think that's the exciting thing. And obviously, like you said, they've been really successful over the last few years and just haven't been able to quite get the win. So hopefully, having been a part of a couple of premierships here in the last few years, hopefully we can add a bit of experience and just try and get over the line next year.
I think one thing I've found, Tyler, from speaking to the girls, is that the training environment is so super competitive. You've got England internationals pushing England internationals at both ends of the court. As netball in this country tries to push on to the sort of levels that you guys are used to in Australia, do you think that that's going to be just as important in many ways as a new look Super League?
Yeah, definitely. I think part of my decision to come over there was the new look Super League, and having a full-time training environment is obviously really, really exciting for those athletes over there that definitely deserve it. And I think the ability to push each other at training is what helps you be successful. So yeah, just obviously being competitive for a starting seven spot, and then just obviously some of those girls are trying to work their way into the England Roses too. So I think it does add an element of and a desire to win. And I think, yeah, being super competitive is something that's in my nature as well. So hopefully I slot in perfectly there.
And anything else you're looking forward to doing when you're in the UK? It's obviously new or Europe. I know that having spoken to some of their girls from South Africa or Australia and New Zealand and the Caribbean and Africa in the past, they've all sort of jumped into the chance of what being in the UK can do for them.
Yeah, I guess obviously just all of it sounds pretty exciting to me, but the opportunity to travel, to catch up with people that I haven't seen in years. For example, we played a tournament, England versus Australia. I think it was like 2018, so 6 years ago, and I still kind of keep in touch with some of those girls. So a few of them have reached out and said, let's catch up when you're here. So yeah, just little things like that that I'm really looking forward to.
But obviously, the most important part on the court and the ambition and the drive from Sam Down is to
Mm.
deliver a title. And how do you feel like you can make an impact on that?
Yeah, and obviously that's my main focus as I go over there is to just try and contribute to the success as in whatever way I can, and just play my role for the team. And I think that's something that obviously coming into a new environment, you have to work out pretty quickly what your role is and how you can best impact the team. So hopefully we can have a few conversations leading into actually flying over there, and I can figure out nice and quickly what my role is in the group and hit the ground running next year.